After the Great Fire of London, when they were trying to find out all the dead people, all those people that were missing and all the other stuff, but on one side, but on the other side they were trying to raise a new form of currency, of credit, because remember these guys, these Templars had done it before. How do you think they financed those big nice Gothic cathedrals and all the rest of that with their money lending, international banking scams and all that? But that's another history. But in 1666, after the Fire of London, they created a Cester KV trust. The way they work it in terms of the occult side, they say, okay, you're born, you're created by the divine, and therefore you inherit the earth, and you inherit in abundance. If you can go on the internet, you can check it out. If we lived in the whole planet, 7 billion people lived in the same population density as Paris, we'd take up less than half the size of Texas. All the rest of that space on the planet would be left there. That would be it. It would probably be crowded and horrible and all the rest of it, but that's about it. So you inherit, if you want to work it out, I took the time and trouble to do it actually. If you looked at it, you can do it online, work out all the nice arable, usable land, not the desert this guy was trying to claim, but that's there now, divided by 7 billion people. Each one individual gets 4 areas the size of Twickenham rugby field. All right, and that's good. That's your birthright.
Something you can build a house.
Exactly. That's 4 Twickenham-sized bits of dirt. That's your birthright. But of course, your mother registered you, so they take that asset, don't they, off you? That's your birthright. It's taken from you straight away. But what they do is they monetize it, because they monetize you and that asset. And that asset is supposedly, from some researchers, I can't confirm it, but I know there's one lady that came here, she actually managed to find it, around about £2 million. So you've got an account that you don't know anything about that's worth about £2 million in today's money. And what happens is this. When your electricity bill comes through, there's like this little check thing at the bottom, isn't there? It looks like an old-fashioned check, and it's got like 3 banks on it. Santander, National Westminster, or something like that. And it says take it to a post office, fill it out and stamp it and all the other stuff. Okay, here's a little secret for those who aren't hoodwinked. Every debt that you incur with a corporation is zeroed or settled, because remember, it's not real money, it's credit, in 90 days. So any registered company that have got joinder, your name and address and your birthday, can apply to the Crown and settle that debt. And what they do, and this is what's financing the corporate takeover of the planet, is they get their bills paid for twice. They get it paid by the corporation, because corporations can print their own promissory notes or bills of exchange and negotiable instruments. But what they do is they get it from the second way of funding, which is the money they put into circulation, which is your sweat equity. So they get paid from your bond account, which you don't know anything about, and they get paid by the money that you've had to go and work for, and you pay that bill off. So they get paid twice. And corporations, that's what they do. And the guys that are high up in the financial aspects of those corporations know this stuff. I've dealt with them. You know, and you can play this stuff. You can say to the council tax or whatever it is, that's already been paid. It's 90 days. It's outstanding. It's been done. Prove to me that it wasn't. It hasn't been paid for, and they can't, because what they're doing is they're technically committing a fraud. Because they're asking, it's a fraudulent, isn't it? If I say it's cost that much and you've already paid for it, and I try to get you to pay for it twice, it's fraud, isn't it?
For the normal people.
Double bubble, isn't it? It's called double dipping. Okay, but this is all part of the system that we're living in. You've got all this stuff, all those rights, all that economic power. The corporations are playing a game. When I was a kid, it used to be called Piggy in the Middle. Corporations one side, and they've got this account, and they throw it over you, because you're down here like that, and the other one catches it. Thanks for the money, I've got that. And you don't even know you've got that account. The occult aspect of it, again, is like when you have to go to court, you're actually being invited to a dark ritual, which is why you're summoned. You're summoned to appear. like you're some sort of ghost or a spirit, because that's what they think you are. Because that trust that's worth money, they don't tell you about it, but you could have reclaimed that within 7 years. But after 7 years, the law of salvage comes along, and the government say, okay, well that's a wreck, well we'll have that. So they salvage that and they use that. So you can't get it anymore. Even though they know in the real world you're alive and flesh and blood, you know, because you've got your national insurance thing, you know, you go to the NHS, they know you're physical, you know, they'll take blood from you, all the other stuff. This occult system doesn't see it. They're off their dial, these guys. Unless we begin to see that this is what's really going on, instead of just going, oh no, this is just preposterous, absolutely preposterous. How can this possibly be the case? Unless